Hey guys, Jim here, coming back with another video tonight. It's Friday. Um, First off, I hope everyone had a great week, TGIF, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Um, so I've been looking at my collecting habits lately, and just like I've been all over the place with my collection, with what I've been buying, and so I'm trying to refocus. And I came across, I started looking into the PSA set registries, and it's a really cool thing, man. There's a ton of collections on there, a ton of sets that you can get into, and I mean, there's almost like something for everyone. I mean, there's like no way you can not find something that interests you. They've got player sets for like every player that's ever played, just about. There's team sets for every team, multiple team sets, multiple player sets. There's key card sets. There's all kind of Hall of Famer sets. 3,000 hit set player sets, and just you whatever you can think of, almost there's a set for it. So there's three sets that I found that really interest me. Two of them, one of them I was basically already doing on my own, so I just decided to register in with PSA and continue on and focus a little bit more on it. That's my Yastrzemski player set. Also, another set that I really like is the top 100 baseball cards of the 1980s, and so I'm really into this. I just started it. I've only got 4 cards. I got another one on the way. I got a bunch of raw cards that I'm going to have sent in to get graded that are part of that set. But there's obviously junk wax from the 80s, but you know what? That was my decade. I started collecting in the 80s. I collected heavily in the 80s. And that was my time, man. That's when I came in, and it's a cool set. There's a lot of key cards in that set. There's a lot of Hall of Famers in there, and yeah, I'm really into it. So to start off with, this is what I have to start that set. 85 tops. Roger Clemens, it's in a near mint plus 8.5. I've also got the 83 Flair Wade Boggs, that's in a mint 9. I've got the 81 Flair Fernando, or as it says on the card, Fernand Valenzuela. Yeah, Flair fucked up a lot of stuff in that set. 1989 Topps Traded, Ken Griffey Jr., that's in a mint 9. And I got a bunch of raw cards that I'm going to send in. I really need to look at some of these cards because, on some of them, some of these cards are lower grade. But I'm going to try to get 8s and 9s on most of the cards that I get for this set. But we'll talk about that in a second. Starting right off here, this Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Flair. This card actually probably is going to grade out at a 7. Reason being is this edge. I don't know how well you can see that. You can see the white along the edge there, the chipping. This is kind of a little tough with the gray trim along the top and the bottom. And this one definitely shows some white along the top, especially like right here on this edge. I'm thinking this will probably get a 7, maybe an 8. But my thinking is, especially like on some of these cards where they're a little bit more expensive, if I already have the card and I can just submit it for the cost of the submission, and even if it grades out at a lower grade, just to get it in the set for now, and then if down the road I want to upgrade, I can. So this is obviously an iconic card, Ken Griffey Jr., 1989 Upper Deck. I was going to get this graded once before. There are a couple of issues with this card that aren't really readily noticeable unless under close inspection. One, there is a print dot on this card. You can't even really see it on the video. Under a magnifying glass you can see it. There's a couple light scratches on the surface. It's probably going to grade out as an 8, but obviously it's an expensive card, and even if I can get it in my set as an 8, you know, if I down the line, if I want to upgrade it, I can. But I've already got the raw card, so I might as well get it graded. I mean, as long as it's not going to come back as like a 4 or a 5 or something like that, I mean, it's more worth it to me to just get it graded and get it as part of the set. This card I just recently actually pulled from a pack. It's a 1982 Donruss Diamond Kings, card number 1 of the set. This was actually the first Diamond Kings issue ever put out by Donruss, and this was card number 1 of that issue. Pete Rose. It's a nice looking card. This should have no problem getting an 8, probably a 9 even. I mean, it's a $25, $30 card as a 9, but I'm pretty confident that this card is going to get a 9. So for the cost of a submission, it's less than $30. Even if it comes back as an 8, I'm fine with that. 1988 Topps Tom Glavine. This is rookie card. I know there's getting a little glare on these top loaders. I apologize for that. I'll try and hold it at a different angle. This card's in nice condition. It's off center a little bit. Probably get an 8 or a 9, which is fine. Like I said, if I get 8s and 9s on this set, that's fine with me. Here's another card that's in that set that I might look into seeing if I can maybe buy this card graded already for not much more than what it's going to cost me to grade this, because this card is not perfect. The corners are a little soft, and it's definitely off center. I'm thinking 7 or an 8 for this, maybe. 87 Donruss, Greg Maddux. This is, for whatever reason, you can pick this card up in an 8 or a 9 for 20, 25 bucks or so. But again, you know, I think this would grade out at an 8. And I already have it, so I think it's worth the risk for me to try and get some of these cards graded and see how they come back. And then, you know, if I want to upgrade them at that time, I can. Or at any time, I mean, down the road. This is one that, another one I got to look into. It's the 81 Topps Harold Baines rookie card. This one obviously is off center. Corners are a little soft. This one here is a little bit better centered, but still a little off center. And a little bit soft corners on that too. Probably sevens on both of them. So I have to see what I can get a PSA 7 or 8 for, and see if it's worth it to send that in and maybe spend a little bit more and get a little bit better grade. 1980 Topps George Brett. These cards both, I might submit both of these actually. See if one or the other gets back at a better grade. I don't know. I don't know about these. They're both in comparable grades. Again, some of them for sure I'm going to send in. Some of them, you know, it might just be worth it for me to just go and buy them graded already. I don't know. This 81 Topps Barry Bonds rookie card. This card's in really nice shape. This should pull an 8 or a 9. An 8 probably for sure. And maybe a 9. It seems like it's real nice condition. I actually have 3 of these cards, but one of them is not in that great a condition. These cards are both in comparable condition. The one on the right seems to be a little bit better scented, but they're both close. I think I'm going to get them both graded. They'll probably both come back as an 8, but that's fine. 82 Flair Cal Ripken Jr. is another one that should be an 8 or a 9, which would be fine with me. Now here's a good example. This Ricky Henderson rookie card, 80 Topps. This card's got some issues. The corners are not great. I mean, realistically, this is probably a 6 or a 7. But it's an expensive card. You know, you get this card up in an 8 or a 9, you know, you're going to be paying good money. So, I mean, even if I get this graded, I've already got the raw copy. Even if it comes back as a 6 or a 7, you know, it's part of the set. And down the road, if I want to upgrade it after the set's over, after I get the set completed and I want to upgrade, I can do so at that time, but I think I'm going to grade that anyway, regardless of the condition. Here's Greg Nettles, 1981 Flair. This card, it's the error card. They spelled his name wrong on the back. Like I said, with the Fernando Valenzuela card, you know, Flair had a tendency to fuck up quite a bit of cards in that set. That was their first year issuing cards, and they had errors all over the place. This card's in pretty nice shape. It's definitely a little bit off center. I pulled this out of a pack back in '81 actually, and it's probably been in a top loader ever since. Definitely a condition sensitive set. They, you know, just threw these sets together. There was no real concern over the quality or the, you know, how they were cutting them, or, you know, the print defects and obviously errors and everything else. But I remember when this card came out, this was all the rage. And I definitely have to get this card graded because there's not a lot of them graded. You can't just, it's not easy to just go and buy this card in a graded condition because they're just not out there. So I'm going to just submit this. I'm sure it'll get at least a 7. I'm hoping for at least maybe an 8, but it should definitely get a 7. Here's a card. 88 Flair Edgar Martinez. This is his rookie card. This card is in pretty nice condition. It's got a little ding on one of the corners, but otherwise it's not bad. But this is a perfect example. I might be able to buy this card in an 8 or 9 for less than $15. So, you know, if that's the case, I'll probably just do that rather than submit this one. But we'll see. 87 Topps Mark McGuire. This card's in real nice condition. The corners are sharp. It's pretty well centered. I like the looks of this card. I'm looking at an 8 or 9 on this one, I would say for sure. So most likely that's going. So then I've got the 83 Topps Don Mattingly. This card, number 8 in the set. This card's going for like $28 in an 8 condition. So this here will probably get an 8. So I'm just going to grade this one. And same thing with this one, really. This card actually would be perfect, except it's off center. 84 Flair Don Mattingly. The Topps card was an 84 too, by the way. Yeah, this card's perfect. way off center. Sorry about that, guys. My half-assed setup with my camera just fell, but I fixed it. So yeah, this card's perfect, but it's off center, but I already own it, and I'm going to grade it, and it'll definitely get a 7, and probably will be a 7 because of the centering issues. But again, like the Henderson card, I can get it in the set, and then once I get the set completed, I can always upgrade it. So next up, anybody, some of you guys have watched my channel pretty consistently. Those who haven't, I've been slowly and not really consistently been working on the Yastrzemski player set. So when I was on the PSA set registry, I looked and I saw that Yastrzemski was on there as a set registry, and I decided to sign up for it because I already wanted to pick up one of his Topps cards from every one of the years that he played. And I've shown these cards before, so for those who have seen them, forgive me for showing them again, but I love these cards, so I'm probably going to show them again even after I show them today. But so here's the 60 Topps. That's in a 3. That's his rookie. The 61, first year card. They didn't have the gold cup back then. They had the gold yellowish star. That's in a X-Mint 6. That's then I don't have 62 and 63. I've got 64. That's in an X5. Then from there, actually my newest pickup. This I got the other day. I'm going to move that because it's got my address on it. I jump up to 70. This is one of my newest pickups. I just grabbed this the other day. 1970 Topps, Yastrzemski. That's in a near mint 7. Then from there I go to 75. That's in a near mint to mint 8. Then from there I go to 1980. That's in a mint 9. Nice condition, obviously mint. And I've got one more in here. My address there, my name, if anybody saw it, good for you. Haven't even opened this yet, so let me open it. And I love to see and show what is in here. It is a Yastrzemski card, obviously. That was nicely wrapped. It was in that bubble mailer, and then it was in this bubble mailer, so it's double wrapped, if you will. And here we are. 1976 Topps Yastrzemski. And that's in a near mint to mint 8. And that looks sweet. So there we are. That is the start of my Yastrzemski set registry, PSA. I've got 7 cards out of the 24. So I'm almost a third of the way done with his set. I've only got 4 of the 100 on the top 100 of the 80s, but I've got a bunch others that are part of that set that I have that just need to be graded. Let me see. So it looks like I've got 17 others that I can put towards that set once I get graded. So that'll put me almost a quarter of the way through. So yeah, I'm starting out on this set. I'm going to keep you guys updated as I move along. And we'll see how I do. But that's it, guys. It's a little long, 20 minutes. But thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Good night. Bye for now. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.